Thanks for clicking on the video. Today I'm going to do my review on the book Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka in this physical format that I have. It's a 94-page novella with multiple illustrations throughout, so realistically it's probably about 80 pages, 85 pages. Lots of large illustrations throughout the book. You may have read this book in high school. If you're like me, you didn't read any books in high school. So here we are reading it later into our 30s. I would recommend this version of it, other than there's some very small versions out there you can find at stores. Probably easier to transport or whatever, but I do think that the illustrations of him and the family and everything within the book help out quite a bit and help with the imagination and the images in your head and kind of really cement the ideas of what are going on. The story is pretty easy to read. It's about a traveling salesman named Gregory who one day wakes up as a giant bug. In this version, at least as you can see, he's a giant cockroach. Many sources say that this book is about alienation, family, financial obligations, and the absurd meaninglessness of modern day life. I wouldn't disagree with those at all. Those are all present within the story. But that's not how I framed it. I travel a lot. I go to cities all the time. I see a lot of addiction and a lot of homelessness. And while I was reading the book, I had read prior that, the alienation, loneliness, and all that are what the book was about. But what my brain shifted to, what I focused on, was really addiction and homelessness. So why do I think that, right? Well, throughout the story, he becomes a bug, and his family is trying to look after him. They're trying to take care of him. They're trying to understand what happened, why did it happen, how can we help him? Just like somebody who's suffering from initial addiction would be, if that was hard drugs or whatever. So his family tries to help him out. They give him multiple times. Parts of his family just give up on him right away. But as the story goes along, they stop caring for him. They stop loving him. They stop really trying to make him feel at home and make him feel normal. The story progresses more and more of his family just gives up on him. And eventually they stop caring about him to the point where when asked if they had a son, they say no. And from there, eventually he dies in the story and the family's relieved. They're happy. They no longer have that burden on them. They no longer have the financial burden. They no longer have the social issues of having an addict for a son, or in this case, a giant bug, trying to explain that to the world. They no longer have that burden on them to the point where they're relieved and happy to no longer have their son, which happens a lot with addiction, homelessness, where people just abandon their children because they can't come back. And that's how I viewed it. That's how I framed everything. Could be wrong. It's definitely not why it was written. It's not the frame it was, but based off my life experiences and what I've seen in my regular life, that's how I viewed it. It's a very short and easy read. I do recommend it. I would, however, probably read it again. Like, I plan to read it again. I'd do a first read of just reading through it, and then maybe the second read, bring out pen and paper or write in the book and transcribe your thoughts onto it as you go. Like I said, it's a pretty interesting read. And it really is up to the reader's imagination of what the book is actually about, because there's no grand reveal, there's no plot twist or anything like that. The book just ends, and when it ends, it's up to the reader to figure out what was that all about. What were the last 94 pages I read about? I think you should come up with your own conclusion based off how you see the world. So with that, I would recommend it. Do you need to buy it? No, it's not expensive. This one was $12 in 2025. It does have rereadability, I believe. Not that I've done it yet, but I do believe this has rereadability. It probably changes as you progress through life and you experience things. If you read the book, let me know what your perception of the meaning of the story was. I'd be interested to know. And with that, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed my quick breakdown of this book, and I hope you have a great day.